Thank you, Acting Speaker. The Victorian Renewable Energy Target 2030 will create 24,000 jobs, drive an additional $5.8 billion in economic activity and reduce prices by $32 a year for households, $3,100 a year for medium businesses and $150,000 a year for large companies. This government is not slowing down. We recently announced the market sounding to bring online another 600 megawatts of renewable energy through second VRET auction. This auction will be linked to government usage, meaning we can use the power to run our trains, hospitals and schools. Of course, we also know about the recent announcement that we are also building the biggest battery in the Southern Hemisphere, with 300 megawatt battery recently being announced. This is a huge news and a huge investment. This battery will help improve reliability of Victoria's grid and will allow us to store renewable energy when it's cheap and use it when we need it. We're getting on with it and delivering it for Victoria. This government has also announced a massive $797 million package to reduce energy bills for households, because we know the best way to clean up our grid is to use less in the first place. We will be helping 250,000 households replace inefficient heaters, providing energy efficiency upgrades to 35,000 public housing tenants and expanding the successful Victorian Energy Upgrades program. This government is also putting a power station on the roofs of Victorians through the Solar Homes program, which will see solar panels, solar hot water and solar batteries rolled out to 770,000 Victorian households over the next 10 years. We recently increased the number of rebates available through this program, with 17,500 battery rebates to be provided over the next 3 years and an increase of 42,000 solar rebates. We've also expanded the program to small business, with 15,000 rebates being made available so small businesses can take advantage of clean energy too. These investments will support thousands of jobs, but they will also make sure that no one is left behind as we transform our energy system. This government is a government that delivers jobs and economic security for Victorians. We are ensuring that new jobs are created as we transition to cleaner energy. With this investment in Victoria, and as wind and solar farms have become larger, the permitting burden has become more significant. That's why this government announced that all wind, solar and other energy infrastructure would be approved by the Minister for Planning rather than being dealt with by councils. This was welcomed by councils because they have told us that they simply did not have the resources or capacity to manage such large projects. However, some ongoing responsibilities have remained with councils. The Public Health and Wellbeing Act contains nuisance provisions that are an important tool for councils to deal with local health risk. However, nuisance provisions were not drafted with the complexity and size of the wind energy facility industry in mind. Nuisance provisions are used as a safety net when there is no other suitable regulatory framework. Commercial and industrial noise is usually dealt with under environmental protection policy and legislation. When an alternative robust instrument is in place, this is used instead of the Public Health and Wellbeing Act. The Public Health and Wellbeing Amendment Bill amends the Public Health and Wellbeing Act to exclude noise or emissions from wind turbines at wind energy facilities as a subject of complaint under the Act's nuisance provisions. This bill is part of a package of reforms being led by the Department of Environment, Land, Water and Planning in consultation with the Department of Health and Human Services and the Environment Protection Authority to improve regulation of wind farm noise in Victoria. My electorate of Melton takes in parts of Regional Council of Moorabool. Moorabool has seen an investment in renewable energy that is creating local jobs. The Moorabool Shire has 3 wind farms. The Moorabool Wind Farm project consists of 105 wind turbines located approximately 25 kilometres southeast of Ballarat, and this project will produce up to 321 megawatts. Moorabool has been dealing with community concerns and complaints. I commend this bill to the House.